Organic food is not expensive because every apple is secretly magical. It costs more because the label is not just a word. It is a production system, a trust system, and a supply chain that has to stay separate from the cheaper one beside it. That is why this story matters at the grocery store. When you pick up the organic option, you are not only buying food, you are paying for rules, inspections, lower scale, and a promise that the label means something. This is Business Case Signals. The timing is not random. Business Insider just published a video asking whether organic food should be this expensive, and it quickly moved past 140,000 views. YouTube autocomplete is also showing the same question: why is organic food so expensive? That means viewers are not just curious about farming, they are trying to explain a bill they already feel. So the stronger BCS angle is not a farming lecture. It is a consumer business question. What exactly are people paying for? USDA Economic Research Service data is clear on the basic fact: organic products usually carry a premium over conventional products. In one ERS study, most of the analyzed products had premiums above 20%. Eggs and milk were among the highest, while produce ranged much more widely. That matters because the premium is not one simple markup. It changes by product, by supply, by demand, and by how hard that product is to produce under organic rules. The first cost is trust. USDA Organic is enforced through accredited certifiers, records, standards, and inspections. Certified farms and businesses are not simply making a marketing claim. They have to prove the operation follows the rules. That process protects the label, but it also adds paperwork, time, fees, and operational discipline. The second cost is production. Organic farmers have fewer easy shortcuts. The system limits many synthetic inputs, requires approved methods, and often relies more heavily on labor, rotation, soil management, and prevention. That can be valuable, but it is not always cheap. If yields are lower, labor is higher, or risk is harder to manage, the shelf price has to absorb some of that pressure. The third cost is separation. Organic and conventional goods cannot be treated like one anonymous pile. Handlers, processors, transporters, and retailers have to protect the identity of the organic product through the chain. That means separate records, careful handling, different supplier relationships, and less room for sloppy mixing. The consumer sees one sticker. The business sees a tracking system. Scale cuts both ways. The organic market is much bigger than it used to be. USDA ERS, citing industry data, says U.S. organic food sales reached about $65 billion in 2024. But organic is still a smaller system than conventional food. Smaller supply chains usually mean fewer efficiencies, less bargaining power, and more sensitivity when inputs, labor, or transport costs move. There's also a demand side. Organic works because enough shoppers believe the seal is worth more. They may care about farming practices, ingredients, children, animal standards, or simply the feeling of buying the cleaner option. That trust is powerful. It lets the premium survive even when shoppers complain about the price. But expensive does not mean the gap is fixed forever. USDA ERS has also noted that select organic produce premiums have narrowed in recent years. When supply improves, retailers scale private labels, and certain categories mature, the premium can come down. That is the business tension. The more organic succeeds, the more it can become efficient. But the more it becomes efficient, the less exclusive the premium story feels. So what are you really buying? Part food, part process, part trust. Organic is a label that turns invisible business costs into a visible price difference. That does not mean every organic product is worth it for every shopper. It means the premium is not random. It is the price of building a parallel food system and convincing people that the difference matters. The next time the organic option costs more, the real question is not only whether it is expensive, the real question is whether the promise behind the label is valuable enough to you. Because in consumer business, the strongest brands do not just sell a product, they sell a reason to pay more.